Well, what do we have here? Well, that must be my new bike. It's got teal on it, and I love teal. Alright. I haven't ridden it yet, but I'm excited to. Kickstand up, key on, clutch in. Alright. Yeah, that must be it. Nice. Very nice. Alright. All that power is immediate. My glove came undone. There we go. Alrighty. Well, first things first, we gotta put some gasoline in this turkey. We got quite a little trip home. We're gonna need gasoline. I don't want to pull out there just yet. Not wanting to risk it just yet. I don't have my mirrors adjusted. Not a good time to adjust my mirrors. Okay. I wonder if I can get in that gas station from that turn lane. I think I can. Just fall right into the saddle of this thing. This is a 2023 Yamaha MT-03, 321 cc's, I believe, twin cylinder, fuel injected. Basically everything the XR is not. And it's a beauty. So we're gonna pull in here and put on some gasoline in the tank. We're just getting a few raindrops here, so we're gonna try to beat the rain home. And I will check in with you guys when I'm done filling it up. I'll say a few things here, like, hi Mom. Also, I have a regular viewer and regular commenter, Bob Francis. I owe you an apology, because I made it seem like I hadn't already made up my mind on a bike when I did. I had already been in the process of buying this one. But your endeavors for a CBE or CRF 300 or a KLX 300 SM or whatever bike you choose to upgrade from your XR, you should do it, buddy. XR is pretty not good, and almost any other bike is better. So yeah, going from 12 horsepower to 50, that's a difference. We're still gonna go easy though. Alright, get my feet planted on this thing. Try to beat the rain home. I don't really want to ride this bike home in the rain. That's not how I wanted to enjoy my first ride. If it starts getting too crazy, I'll just pull over. I'm not trying to do anything crazy here, but what a machine this is. It took a lot to actually pull the trigger on this bike. There was a lot of rigmarole, but the folks down at the Smacular Power Sports were able to make it happen for me. Just a lot of problems with finding the dang thing, because I wanted the one with the teal wheels. That's what I wanted. I wanted that teal wheel motorcycle. And they had one, but it was a demo bike, and they tried to work me like a really good deal on it, and I could have gotten it for like really cheap. But the idea of it being a demo bike scared me, just because, like, man, I mean, if you're riding a brand new bike that doesn't really belong to anybody, and your job is just to test it out or ride it to a photography thing, like, you're gonna ride that thing, right? You're gonna use it. So I imagine its first 1,000 miles were not really the most nice miles one would put on a bike, as opposed to a bike you own and you're taking good care of, right? So I opted for a new one and paid a little more for it, but one with 0 miles is nice because you don't got to worry about anything. The floating display, because it's a naked bike, is a little bit odd, not having my crooked plastic cladding in front of me. But you know, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. Dare I split lanes on my brand new bike? Dare I? Slowly do it, I guess. hit that guy's mirror a little bit, I think. Oop. You good? Yeah, the same thing happened to me at that intersection when I had a car too. I've owned this bike all of 5 minutes. I'm getting used to how big it is. I'm sorry about that though. Okay, appreciate it. Thank you. That's okay. You know, you gotta put your first scratch on your bike somehow, I guess. I want to turn at this intersection, that's the thing. Oh, that power. That can get addicting. It's not even that powerful of a bike, it's just powerful for me. But we shouldn't be abusing the power too much. It's starting to rain. We want to get home safe and in one piece, and with the bike still in one piece too. What to do about my visor? Something they don't teach you in motorcycle school. What are you doing when it's raining? You can't see out of your dang visor. I mean, I could lift it up, but then I'm just got my bald eyeballs doing all the bracing for rain. Decisions, huh? I guess I'll just keep my visor down. I think that's the better option. This bike smells like brand new catalytic converters. That's what this bike smells like right now. Okay, nice and easy. It never rains in this state too. This had to be today. I've never even like taken delivery of a bike new from a dealer. I always have it shipped. The first time I decided to do it decides to rain. On a bike that just got more power than anything I've ever ridden. I already touched its mirror with another mirror. I'm on a right. You know, I'm just doing it all right today. That's what I'm doing. Luckily, we're taking the slow and easy path home. We only really have the mountain to contend with, which arguably is probably the scariest part in the rain, let's be honest. Oof, that new machine smell. A lot of things coming into line here. New cats. New cats smell. A very gross smell. Hail, or is that just me being a new to the rain on a bike? It's just rain. I'm just kidding. It does feel like hail though, a little bit. I'm gonna have to make my way across many lanes right now. The gear controls and the foot brake for the rear are a little bit further back than the Honda. I'm just getting used to that a little bit. It's like reaching the Honda's top speed in about no time at all. It's double the engine, but it's 4 times the bike, I swear. It is a lot. It's not really that much wider than the XR, but it just feels wider because the tank's really big. and my legs are kind of bowed out a little bit to squeeze the tank, as opposed to the Honda's very slender little body. But yeah, it's a comfy bike. After sitting on the Ninja, I really wanted that Ninja. You know, I was like really determined to try to buy one, or at least look at the prices of one to see how far off I'd be. And I sat on it and I was immediately like, this bike's kind of uncomfortable. And like, I ride a lot, so I don't know if I could live with commuting on this thing. Like, I think my wrists would get sore after a while, my back would get sore after a while. Luckily, the salesman at the store, he's like, I got some bikes. Why don't you take a look at a naked bike? They're usually a little bit more comfortable, kind of a more upright position, which is what you're used to. And the man was right. I wasn't even thinking of a naked bike, because to me, they're not really that pretty. And even this one has kind of a Terminator Transformer Bionicle head for a headlight. And it's a weird looking design, but overall, the side profile of the bike is cool. The back of the bike is cool. The wheels are really cool. So that's what sold me on her. And actually, come to think of it, we were talking about that demo bike. This bike had to get brought up from their sister store in San Diego, because they didn't have one. So that took a day. And then they had to PDI it and everything. So I signed all the paperwork for it yesterday, and that's why I felt guilty lying to Bob Francis, Bob Francis, because I was talking with him last night on the channel, and I was basically making it out like I had no idea what I was going to do, and honestly, my friend Matt as well, it's kind of the same thing. I was being facetious to you too, but I like surprises. I like surprising people with vehicles. That's like half the fun of a new vehicle. The only person that was in the know was my fiance Kelsey. She knew. I mean, she wasn't too happy about it, let's be honest, but, you know, she did at least know about it. Get a nice wide lane split. So yeah, that was the only person who knew was Kelsey, and of course my salesman, who's my new friend. He's a nice guy, and apparently he's into the naked bike scene, so, you know. And I mean, you know, for those of you uninitiated to motorcycles, like my mom, naked bike means it doesn't have any plastic in the front. Not that you ride naked or anything like that. It just means there's no plastic in the front like you see on those, you know, motorcycles you used to see in movies. Those are what are referred to as fully fared motorcycles. And this is considered a naked because it doesn't have any of that or I can't even say it's nonsense. It's cool looking, but it doesn't have any of that. It's just got the floating display with this little antennae for blinkers there. So, you know, and then the gray, you know, it matches my Miata, so it's kind of a perfect thing. Teal and gray, I mean, it's too good to be true sometimes. And it was an affordable price. You know, these things MSRP is about $5 grand. This one's got ABS, and I was $7,200 is what I paid for it, with tax, title, delivery fee, all that, you know, all the things you get to play with at a dealership, all those fun little fees they tack on last second, you know. I'm expecting this light to go green any second. There we go. The XR couldn't dream. You couldn't dream of doing those kinds of speeds. Not that fast. Oh, the rain is catching up to me though. It's because I'm not going away from it yet. I'm still going parallel. I gotta make a turn at this light, start heading away from it. Part of me is like, ride a little faster, get away from the storm, and the other part is like, it's a brand new bike and you're not used to it, so don't do that because you don't want to die or crash your new bike or be upset with yourself. It's already been an emotional day. We don't need to add to it. Holy mackerel, this light can get really silly sometimes. There's something to be said for factory grips, you know. The XR's grips are terrible. These grips are not much better. I guess I'm gonna have to upgrade them. I was kind of hoping that, like, oh, you get a new bike, you don't have to upgrade your grips because you get a nicer bike. But nah, I'm still gonna have to get new grips. At least I can get teal grips. You know, how much teal is too much teal? You want access. You don't want to go too far though, because it looks like a clown bike. You know, there's a limit to all things. Subtlety is key. Should probably put on my high beams. As soon as I learn how to do that. How do you do that? There we go. It goes up, not down. That's counterintuitive to what I believed. But I guess up, high, down, low. You know, yeah, Jesus, that van was doing some crazies. I'm gonna need a partner in crime here. I'm gonna need someone to get up behind me to trip this light. Or we're never gonna get it. Oh, I got one. As soon as I said it, I got one. Infinity, he's gonna help me. Oh, I can like feel that fan. It's a powerful fan. Never had a liquid cooled bike before. It's a whole new experience. Shoot, is my visor starting to fog up? That's not good. I gotta get moving. Get some of that fog to go away. Yeah, this light usually doesn't get this messed up on this early, but today I guess is different. Clutch is a lot stiffer than the Honda, I can tell you that much. But, you know, it's more motor. So that's to be expected. Well, we won't speed through the nice neighborhood, you know. There's people trying to enjoy their Sunday reading or whatever. It's a Tuesday, but you get what I'm saying. That just means I'm gonna have to go home and immediately wash this bike. Well, at least wipe it down. I was hoping to get at least one day where I didn't have to wipe it down. I have to wipe it down immediately, because now that it's getting wet, as soon as I hit that dirt road, it's going to be crazy dusty, and well, no, it won't be dusty, it'll be muddy, and it's going to make stuff stick to the bike and just be awful. I still need to adjust those mirrors more. Yeah, you can go around me. I'm just doing the speed limit here, sir. Marines, sir. It's kind of weird. They're like, man, this person's on a motorcycle, they're not going fast. And you guys are like, didn't you buy that bike to go fast? I did. Well, not really, really fast, but when it got it to go faster than 40, but the problem is now it's raining. I've never ridden in the rain. I've never ridden this bike. There's a lot of variables involved here. So I'm cruising. I'm taking the safe road, okay? I'm trying to be a good kid. I'm not a kid. I'm 30. But I'm trying to be a good, responsible adult and not push myself beyond my limits in inclement weather with a motorcycle I don't know. I'm trying to be smart. That guy that I hit his mirror, he was pretty nice. He wasn't mad about it. But then again, neither was I. And the guy that hit my mirror on my car, dude, he folded it. Like, he hit it handlebar on, and it, like, hit it hard. And I was like, oh my God. And he stopped. He backed up. He, like, folds my mirror back. Like, looks at it. It's a little scratched up. He's like, dang, man, I'm so sorry. I just got this bike. I'm learning. And I'm like, it's all good, bro. And look at that. Karma came around and found me. Was that 3 years later? But it did. Karma came around and found me. I was in the same situation, the same darn intersection, going a different direction, but same intersection. That dude was cool, just like I was. That's what I'm talking about, man. Life works itself out that way sometimes. I'm sure it didn't hurt my mirror. Maybe that's why my mirrors are so ill-adjusted. It hit a car, you know? Let's see here. That's all right. This one's way off. That's better. Better. Maybe a little more in. I know that you're supposed to kind of adjust it to where you, like, not really looking directly out, and you want to see some behind you too, and that's can be a little tricky. That's going to take multiple attempts, I'm sure. Ooh, I wish you guys had smell-o-vision. The smell of a new bike is something else, I tell ya. What does this guy got? He's got a pretty cool little bike. A little CBR, I think. Well, barely got to hold a shifter, that one. You gotta really get under it on this thing. We're not outrunning that rain, I can tell you that. We're doing a terrible job at outrunning the rain. That's okay. It's not soaking wet. As soon as the road starts to get wet, I might... Well, by then we'll be on the mountain, and there's no turn. There's no safe spots then. You just got to finish the trip. Luckily, it's kind of the intersections you got to watch out for, because that's where the engines sit for a long time, dripping oil and grease and what have yous. On the road, and you go to stop and hit the front brake, and whoop, you got nothing. And yeah, it's gonna take me forever to figure out how to adjust these mirrors the right way. They're a little stiff, so like I don't really want to like put too much force into them, you know. I mean, I know they're meant to move and everything, but well, 45, we can step it up. All right. Learn to be good. Learn to obey the speed limits now that you have a bike that can break them. Man, it kind of sucks it's raining though. I was going to take a little detour. I was going to take it through the twisties with you guys, and we were going to have a ball. But, you know, it's not really looking to work out that way. And that's a bummer. I can't even really take it out tomorrow. I mean, in some ways you guys are a little bit more lucky, because I just ordered a new helmet, and that means I'm going to need a new chin mount. And I was going to pick that up today, but they didn't have my size in the one that I wanted, so I had to order it. So what that means is that you guys get to ride with me to work tomorrow. And I was gonna wear my new helmet tomorrow without the chin mount and not film, but no, you guys get to roll. We get to take this thing to work. We're probably not gonna go on the highway tomorrow though. I think it's a little too early still. Probably should have gone down another gear. It's alright, we're figuring it out. Oof, the power is like so much more. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad I'm not 127% insane. I'm only 100% insane. Because, you know, some people, they just go right to a 650 or sometimes bigger. I mean, if you're really crazy. Dude, this bike feels like an animal to me, and it's like a little baby bike. It's just like a beginner bike, you know? It's a little 300cc. It's a little guy, you know? Ain't no big thing. But to me, this thing feels like an animal comparative to my XR, which is now up for sale. So if anyone is interested, come one, come all. Honda XR is for sale. Oh, it is really light actually, and kind of nimble. Its wet weight's like 350, but it feels just as like willing as the XR as far as direction change. Like it's very, it's cool. Like it's okay with what I'm doing. It's like, yeah, we'll weave, we'll do that. It's all good. Awesome. I'm very pleased with this purchase. I feel no regrets. It was not the bike that I was going for initially, but it turns out to be a pretty darn good bike. The clutch engagement's really reaffirming. Like the XR is just real kind of soft. And that's really the only bike I have to compare it to. I could compare it to the TW200 that I rode, but my memory of that clutch is pretty foggy at this point. But this one's like, it's a little stiff because it's new and bigger bike, bigger engine, but it's just very like you know, it feels good in your hand when you're letting it out. I mean, it's giving you a lot of feedback. It's letting you know exactly what the friction zone is up to. Alrighty. We're getting ready to turn on the mountain. Looks like we might outrun the storm after all. At least the worst of it. We got a friend up there. I'll wave to the friend. Hello, friend. The blinker switch could be a little bit more robust, if I'm honest. It feels very dinky. That's so far my only complaint. Alright. Another light. Another... Okay, this ram is still behind me. Good, good. Another need for buddies. For weight buddies. Or metal buddies. You know, some of them are magnetized and they're not weight sensitive. Awfully close there, Grandma. That girl's very mad about something. She's smacking her own head. I don't know. Alright. I just need the remaining drops of rain to dry off my visor, and then we're gonna be golden. It doesn't look like there's a lot of rain going up the mountain, so we should be pretty okay. We'll just cruise up that mountain. Oh, hay bales. That's a future hazard for us. He's going the same way we are. Actually, we're gonna be like pretty much behind him. If I had this bike for a week, I could probably catch him and take him before it goes to a single lane up there, but I'm not going to try to do it. I'm just going to hang back, chill. Well, I don't want to dodge a hay bale today. Not into that idea at all. So there's not, okay? Okay. Oh, yellow. I'll take it right now. I want that hay bale man to go as far as he's got to go. I hope he turns. I want to follow him. Okay, we'll give it a little bit of beans, huh? She's pretty spry. She's pretty spry. Some of the people who review motorcycles were complaining about the throw of the throttle tube, and yeah, it's got a lot of throw in it, but you know what? I'm kind of okay with that. I don't want to go from zero to hero every time I get on the bike and not have any ability to adjust it and on the fly and just kind of cruise. Oh, it's a big old wind coming to the side all of a sudden, which I'm sure means the microphone's popping. But I promise, I'm gonna speak really loud in case it's popping, because it probably is. I promise, I have pop filters on the way. Oh, that trailer did turn, thank goodness. Yeah, I'm sure the popping's terrible by now. Oh, another motorcycle friend. Yay, motorcycle friends. What kind of wave was that? Weird wave. It's cool, I guess. I still don't have the foggiest idea who's behind me with these mirrors right now. Probably shouldn't have went to adjust them on an incline. Well, just a little slick. Maybe just cruising. The wind is mighty, the road is slick. We got a recipe for disaster is what we have. let's go ahead and not have ourselves a disaster. Just keep going. Smooth and steady. Not going fast. Just trying to get home. Not able to take a fun detour through the twisties. Do I sound like a radio announcer? I could if I wanted to. I used to be able to do that voice. I don't know if I can still do it or not, actually. Not really. I can't seem to pull it out of my head right now as to how to do it, so maybe I can't do it anymore. Why does it have to be raining today? Why today? Looks like we're probably going to catch up to that car, which is good. But I have a feeling I'm probably holding people up right now because, you know, you're in a car, you don't gotta be afraid of the slightly damp road. And you could be speeding just fine. Oh, what you mean? We are speeding right now. We're doing 7 over, but I mean really speeding, like speeding for reals. We're just trying to get our butts home before the rain really gets going. That's all we're trying to do. Such a shame. I really wanted this first ride to be something special. But that's life sometimes, you know? Sometimes you're expecting awesome, and you have to dodge dead squirrels in the rain. Sometimes. Other times, everything's awesome the way you expected it. Maybe that'll be tomorrow. Oh my gosh, I should check the weather. If it's gonna rain tomorrow, I'm gonna cry a little bit inside. Because that means I have to keep this a secret another day. And I'm really not wanting to do that. I can keep secrets for a little bit, but I can't do it for a long term. It never works out. I'm not a secretive person. I'm one of those open book types, you know? You ask me a question, no matter what the question is, I'll tell you exactly the answer, or at least how I interpret the answer to be. As honest as apple pie, I guess, or whatever the saying is. I just don't lie. It's just not something I do. I'm just not into it. I'm not gonna tell a lie. I'm not gonna like fib the truth. I'm just gonna tell exactly what the answer to your question is. Oh, that's another motorcycle friend. There was a lot of bikes out today because it was nice, and now it's not so nice. That be life sometimes. We're gonna work this thing up to its first oil change in no time, probably. First oil change at 500 miles, so yeah, we'll be there before you know it. It's a week of going to work. It's nothing. I love that it has a gear indicator and a fuel gauge. Fuel gauge is really a nicety on a motorcycle because even a lot of higher end bikes don't have that. You know, that's a nice luxury item. But the gear indicator, oh, what a lovely thing that is. No more wondering about what gear you're in at a stop sign. New beginner riders, you know. I don't got the muscle memory yet. I'm working on it. In time, I won't need a gear indicator, but right now, I feel like I kind of need a gear indicator. Oh, we got ourselves a Saturn up ahead. Not a twin cam, just a regular one. A sad one. Alright. The raindrops have stopped. The road looks a little drier. Just keep it that way, shall we? My next big question is, how do I clean that display down there? I'm sure it's gonna have water and stuff on it. Let me look. Yeah, it's got a smudge on it. What's the right way to clean that thing? Google will tell me the answer. There's also my big, horrible, messed up driveway I have to contend with, and I'm going to turn the camera off before that point. Not because I think I'll drop it. I mean, I'm a little worried that I'll drop it. But just because I don't want to film all the way to my house for, you know, reasons. So, I'm going to cut it off as soon as we get to where we always start my other vlog videos. And I'll have to brave this thing up my crazy dirt hill, so... And right now this bike feels so steady and nice. We'll see how it handles gravel. That roll-on power. Woo! It's pretty sweet. Just enough to be fun, not enough to take you to jail. I just hit a bug right in my throat. Ow. That one hurt a little bit. Woo-wee. Man, that bug really did hurt. Ow. It was not a comfortable bug to be hit by. It was a very hard beetle or something. Or another darn bumblebee. It might be a bumblebee magnet, I don't know. Okay, we got the bridge to contend with here. Easy breezy. Alright. I did tease my coworker a little bit. He's looking at the new V-Strom. Pretty cool bike. Very yellow. That's the only thing I don't like about it. And he doesn't really like that about it either. But they had a couple of them at the store and at the dealership. And I was taking pictures of them and taunting him a little bit. And he's like, yeah, I really like that. And I'm like, you're going to have to beat me to it. And then he's like, what? I'm like, nah, I'm just kidding. Just kidding, buddy. He knows good and well that bike's way too big. Way too much bike for me. I don't want anything nearly that big. This size right here is a good size for me, for I am small. And this bike is small. And we get along good because we are small. The road looks plenty dry here. But I dare not go down the twisties because the rain's still catching up to us and I don't want to get caught in the rain on the twisties. So I'll have to save twisties for another day. Maybe I'll take this bike out for a special ride just to do the twisties for you guys. Right now, I'm just trying not to die. Man, my neck really hurts. I hit that bug really hard. What kind of bug was that? I've hit a lot of bugs on my chest, and usually you feel the impact and it's over, but I still feel that one. It had to have been one of those hard shell beetles, those flying ones, you know, the brown ones, the ones that run into the light and then they fall on the ground and buzz around in a circle because they're like the world's dumbest bugs. Whatever those things are. It had to be something like that. Big old hard shell beetle. But like a solid impact. And it was not a rock because I felt like it break apart when it hit me. Like I felt multiple impact area. Once the initial impact happened, I felt it. To be honest, its carcass is probably down my shirt right now, and I don't know exactly what kind of bug it was. Whew. Yeah, this ride's getting to be a little uneventful for a first ride. I'm really disappointed about that, and I'm sure you guys are too. We're expecting something so much cooler. Let's talk about the bike a little bit. God, I hope I'm just gonna speak really loud, and I know you guys can probably hear me, pops and all, and I'll just sound like a dude, and it's fine. So I gotta say, it is a 2023 Yamaha MT-03, 320 something cc's, twin cylinder, fuel injected, 6-speed. It's got I think a 4.7 gallon fuel tank, good for about 196 miles of range if I remember right. Makes 50 horsepowers, which is quite a bit more than the Honda XR's 12 horsepowers. Its head looks like a Bionicle. It's teal. And so far, I mean, it's a lovely ride. The only thing I think I would like to change when the time comes is, you know, I just bought the thing, so I don't really have like a bunch of extra cheddar to just throw at parts, but I'd like to change the grips and maybe put a comfort seat on it, since I am going to ride it so much. This seat's pretty decent, but I think I could do better. And I looked into comfort seats. They're about anywhere from 90 to 200 bucks, depending on what you want. So, you know, a couple $100 and have yourself a nicer ride to go to work. Considering how much I ride, I think that'd be worth it. I wonder if that clock's right. Is it 2:30 right now? It's a good, solid question. I do not know. I don't know what time it is. Time for me to get a watch, I guess. If the dealership people took the time to tune the clock, I'll be impressed. It could be 2:30. It doesn't sound wrong. I got out home from my doctor's appointment right after 11. Watched or previewed my last motovlog to make sure there wasn't any horribly glaring errors that would require the video being taken down. And then I went to some Chick-fil-A with Kelsey. And then I went to Cycle Gear to try to find some teal gloves. Was not lucky. Red does not match this bike, and so I'm gonna have to work on something for that. Maybe order some or something. No teal gloves. And then I made my way to the motorcycle dealership, and the bike was getting PDI'd at the time, so I put in an order for that helmet that I wanted. And then I, you know, did the bad thing and puffed on the vape outside for a little while and said my goodbyes to Kelsey. She's got stuff she's doing in town today. And then by then, my salesman came and got me. We went over the bike together, and he brought it around front, and then I put my helmet on and attached my camera gear, and that's where I found you guys. So, there you go. Alrighty. This is the big one. Oh, you know what? This hill was under construction on the way down. It might still be under construction. Let's not tear up that mountain like a bad Meatloaf song. This is usually the hill where I just, well, in my car, because the XR won't do it, but I just beans it up this hill. Because it's a really steep hill, so you can give it a lot of throttle and redline some gears and have a good time. You're not really going too terribly fast. So one day we'll be able to do that on this too, but right now there was construction up here. I don't want to come around the hill at a screaming speed and run into that construction. So let's just see what's around the bend here. Oh, the construction is cleared. We could have done it. Darn. That's okay though. Gotta play it safe. I keep telling everybody that loves me, I'll try to ride safe. I'll do the best I can. See, everybody, I'm doing the best I can. I could have done, you know, bad hooligan things, but I didn't. The only thing I'm legitimately doing bad is I'm riding around some mirrors that are terribly adjusted and I can't see nothing out of them, which is admittedly bad. And admittedly, I should pull over and adjust those. But I don't want it to rain on me, so I'm just going to keep going. Ignore that issue for right now. I only have one more turn to make and it's on my dirt road. And I'm fairly certain I can make that happen without having to worry too terribly much about what's going on behind me. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm still going to try to use those damn mirrors when we get there. Like, I was looking behind me at that stop sign, so I mean, there's some usability. I just don't know where that usability went. It like ran away. Now they're useless. I'm gonna take some time to get those things dialed in before I ride to work. I'm riding to work tomorrow, and it better not rain. I have to drive my car to work tomorrow. I'm gonna be a little teary-eyed probably. You guys have no idea how badly I just want to be bad and just beans this thing. I'm being so reserved right now. But at least I'm not going up this hill at wide open throttle and still losing speed, which is what happens on the other bike. So, you know, that's nice. Like, I'm at Only 6,000 RPMs, which in a car would be crazy, but on a bike is nothing. We're putting. We're just putting along, doing a nice solid speed of a Hyundai, whatever that thing is, Santa Fe. You know? Man, it was such a nice day too. What happened? It was like in the last hour and a half or 2 hours, just turned all crummy on me. Like if I had gotten this bike an hour or two ago, we'd be on the twisties right now. We'd be on the twisties having ourselves a good time. But it is what it is. There's always twisties. The twisties are not leaving. We can go to the twisties later. Almost home. Now, on my other bike and my little scooter, this little section gets really steep really fast. And you gotta do a lot of mirror checks to make sure you're not holding somebody up or a line of somebody's, because you don't got the speed to get up this hill. But this new bike, this is no sweat. It's no big issue at all. I am grateful. Grateful to be able to afford a nice motorcycle, you know? I gotta consider myself lucky for that. Not a lot of people are able to do that. You gotta remember that those things are blessings. You did work hard for them, and you know, it's not like they came to you for free, but at the same time, it's a nicety, it's a luxury item, a motorcycle. At least in this country it is. To be able to afford nice ones is... it's a nice thing, you know? Just trying to be grateful. Oh, we got another motorcycle friend. What's he on? Oh, it's on a little Suzuki, kind of like a V-Strom. Also that one that's like a little bit smaller than what is it, something like that. I don't really know. I saw some at the dealer though, and I didn't know what it was. I also had this TRF 300 Rally, which is a pretty rare bike. So if you're looking for one of those, Temecula Power Sports has got one right now. The 8th of August. Okay, I can see in my mirror just enough. I've signaled to the man that I will be pulling over here. And we're off. Alright, second gear? Yeah, oh wait a minute, I'm supposed to turn you guys off first. You guys thought you were coming with me this far. You're not. Alright, thanks for watching everybody. Thanks, hopefully we get to enjoy the bike a little bit more later, huh? Okay, bye-bye.